didn't have the concept of agents when we started, to be honest, but I think a big part of LangChain has and always will be connecting language models to other sources of data and computation. And so a lot of the tools that was built are very useful for connecting language models to tools to help them decide what to do and to connect them to data like memory. And so when you add all that up, that starts to look pretty agent-like. And so for the few minutes that I'm going to talk today, I actually don't want to talk too much about LangChain, but want to talk in general about just a few tips and tricks that we've discovered or we think are helpful when building agents, whether you're using LangChain or not. So just running through a few quick ones. One, and also these will be very specific for like tool usage and how to get agents to use tools. I think there's another big component of agents, which is the memory aspect that Andre talked a little bit about. There's a really good paper that came out recently, the Generative Agents paper, by some people at Stanford that uses reflection to kind of improve memory. I would encourage you guys to check it out. Most of these are focused on tool usage as opposed to memory, but both of those are important. So around tool usage, number one tip that I would have is basically just use OpenAI functions. They're really good. A lot of tool usage is deciding what to do and then outputting some structured representation of how to do that, and that's exactly what OpenAI functions are designed to do. Number two, the function descriptions are basically a prompt. The more information you put in there about like what the tool should do and when it should be used, the better the language model will know how to do that. Number three, I would say, is really, and this gets into something that Andre also touched on, which is I don't think there's going to be, AGI will look like a bunch of small agents, basically, each kind of communicating and talking to each other. And so I think the responsibility of an agent is going to be more narrow than kind of broad. And so number three is basically customize your agents and make them kind of like specific for specific agents. And so that can come in two flavors. And so if you're using a framework to build agents, whether it's AutoGPT or LangChain or anything else out there, I would encourage you to do that. And the two main things that I see as a way of doing that are one, kind of like customizing the prompts. So instructions really matter. If you want an agent to be really good at doing data science, it's still silly, but telling it as an expert data scientist helps. And then number two, tools matter. And so you need to be able to give agents the correct tools that they need to be able to use. And so one of the things that we have in LangChain is a collection of tools with a bunch of different focuses in mind. So we have this concept of a toolkit, which is roughly like 3 to 5 tools really focused at accomplishing a specific task. And I think when we see agents or agent-like systems that are successful and reliable, they are really focused with about 3 to 5 tools really focused at a specific task. Another thing, chains, agents, LLMs can be tools themselves. So you can stack a bunch of these kind of agents together to accomplish a more broad task with each of them kind of like routing or deciding which sub-agent to call, and then each one being a bit more specific at the bottom. Number 7, this is something we added actually just a few minutes ago, is functions can kind of start to be expensive. You start to pass in a bunch of them to the prompt. You're iterating. We added caching for chat models in LangChain like 10 minutes ago, so I would encourage people to try that. I did that instead of preparing any good slides. So but I would encourage you guys to, if you want to save money, check that out. And number 8 is just 3 question marks, because I think we're really in the day 1 or day 0 of an exciting new era. As Andre said, this is kind of like this is the place to be. So all these tips and tricks could be completely useless, and so really just try to build fun stuff. That's it.
Yes, I remember watching Harrison hacking